This is Sky Sports 1.
Sky's premier sports coverage is presented in association with Ford.
And it's no goal. And that shows the spirit of the game as they shake hands.
Crowd is getting filled with business. The final
back. Hillman is there, and he fires in a terrific shot.
1-1 after a really fine first half.
And again. He's trying his.
He killed it in! Oh, what a goal! That's a magical finish. Great, magnificent. Oh, it's a great goal! That's the way to break it open.
Sky Sports with Ford takes you to the heart of the action.
The Crazy Gang have been the surprise side of the season so far. Good Jokeneers men put off a huge upset, was Arsene Wenger starting to get to grips with English football with Arsenal.
Ford Super Sunday.
Good evening, welcome to Ford Super Sunday here. Thank you very much for joining us. We're live this afternoon at Highbury for Arsenal versus Wimbledon. The Crazy Gang that have been the surprise side here of the FA Carling Premiership season so far against an Arsenal side which is challenging for the championship. And Arsene Wenger, who everybody is proving that Arsene who is definitely a commodity not to be taken lightly, because Arsenal have been playing some delightful football at the moment, and there is something very special brewing, we believe, in North London. There's also something very special brewing in South West London, so therefore today there's something very special brewing on your televisions today. Well, with me of course is Trevor Gray, and we'll get all his views coming up, but first and foremost it's time for the match, which is coming up right after this. It's time to go over and join your match commentator for this one. The entire game, Arsenal versus Wimbledon, it's Trevor Tyler. Well, ahead of a crucial Valentine's Day qualifier for England at home to Italy, Arsenal that have housed perhaps England's backbone in recent years start today with news that both David Seaman and Tony Adams have injuries. So Steve Bold captains Arsenal today, and John Lukic comes in as replacement. Remy Gard, the new signing, starts in midfield for Arsenal today. Stephen Hughes, Ray Parlour join David Platt in the midfield, with Patrick Vieira suspended. Wimbledon have a front line of Efan Okoku, Marcus Gale and Ulvik Lienharsen that maybe links to teams elsewhere next season. Other than that, it's the same side that played and last was seen beating Middlesbrough. It's Arsenal versus Wimbledon, it's coming up and it's live! Collision there. Into Platts, now here's Parlour. Back to Guard, nice touch. Platt to hit one! Good save! Neil Sullivan had to react. Arsenal's midfield pushing Wimbledon back. Guard never afraid to have a go is David Platt. Denied there by Sullivan. That's a good stop. Comfortable in possession, have it to play away. Leonardson. Now Vinnie Jones. One ball for Gale. Let's come back to Leonardson. Two number 7s lining, and Platt's got the better. Here's Wright, not seen a lot of him. That's a nice little ball. This is Merson! Arsenal show there's danger on the counter-attack. Bold. Perhaps that's when Arsenal need to be. Certainly had the better of it. And they play forwards. This is Merson. Wright. Looking for Merson, who's onside and scores! They've had their moments, Arsenal. They've had their chances, but the best one they've taken. Speculative efforts that flashed wide and were brilliantly saved by Sullivan. On this occasion, Paul Merson has made absolutely certain. Well, the pass through was some good football in the end. Merson and Wright combining, no one picking up the run, completely deceived Blackwell, had to hit it first time, and that's the key to this. Merson gets it through, it's behind Blackwell, he goes early, he catches Sullivan out, and that's quality play to give Arsenal the lead. Here's Platts, who's caught, but referee unmoved. This is Stephen Hughes. Good strength to hold off Robbie Earle. Now playing Ray Parlour. Clever ball, Platts, clever turn. Not quite the clever finish required. But Arsenal start the second half in positive fashion. This was good work by Parlour. He's done that so often today. Just turning, Blackwell unable to finish their Platts. Winterburn. This is Hughes. Clever little pass. Platts just trying to dink through Merson. He's done just that, and Merson scores. Well, the young man sits on the verge of a hat-trick. Great work here, Parlour combining Merson and Platt, just gets it through, and on this occasion Blackwell, despite the best efforts of Chris Perry, who dived desperately at the feet of Merson, the control, 2 touches, showed real quality under such pressure. The finish was brilliant. 2-0 now. Martin Keown looking for Hughes, but Leonardson is across. White there, just caught him. Here's Kimball. Okoku. Marcus Gale. And Okoku was caught. And, referee just sorting out a couple of disagreements there. No hard feeling between Arsenal's debut, Remigard, and F and Okoku, but that was a late challenge. Well, Vinnie Jones is over this. What can he do? Strikes it into the wall. Leonardson. Neil Ardley. Oh, it's deflected. Oh, it's another good attempt. A real blaster there from Jones. Leonardson, clever little pass. Ardley's effort. That's good defending from Dixon to block that. That's the best Wimbledon have looked today so far. There's Martin Keown for Arsenal. Clever ball back to Lukic. Goes upfield. Once again, it's competed with in the middle. That was nice from Wimbledon. Leonardson and Jones combining. Ardley losing it. Arsenal can move forwards. Good exchange of play between Parlour and Wright. Wright showing good strength and done brilliantly. Parlour. That's a lovely ball to Wright. Oh! And it didn't get the finish, but wonderful play from Ian Wright. Shadowing the ball, winning the possession back. Parlour just hoping that Wright's made the run. Yes, he did. Ian Wright, I say, he knows what a good bit of football that was. Leonardson slides in to give it back to Vinnie Jones, Wimbledon's captain. This is Ardley. Now it's Ian Wright. Parlour, Wright, those two combining, playing Wimbledon on their own at the moment. Merson on a hat-trick, but forced wide at the moment by Leonardson and Kimball. Gets the better of him, gets a cross in. There's Wright. And the header flies over. More good play from Arsenal. Lovely work this from Merson to find the room. Top quality cross and just headed over from Ian Wright. It's a bad bit of football, one does have to say. Bad bit of football indeed. Robbie Earle, the Jamaican, to take the throw. It's going to go long towards Gale. Tried to flick it on. Went as far as Neil Ardley. Robbie Earl. Ardley. Leonardson. Nice turn, good block. It's Steve Bold. Not sure how much Steve Bold knew about this. As Wimbledon tried to find a way through. Leonardson turned guard. Yeah. I think he just hit Bold. To the 75th minute of the game. Guards. That gives it to Wright, who plays it back to Platt. I say David Platt. You expect that to be buried there. Good exchange of passes with Ian Wright. The Wimbledon defence split and that's Snatcher. Harford's flicked onto Leonardson, and again. There's Harford and Leonardson combining. Gale. Leonardson. Good save, Lukic. Winterburn parries it away. And Arsenal return to winning ways in the Premiership. 2 goals from Paul Merson in a stunning performance, really, considering how up against it Arsenal felt going into kick-off. Some outstanding performances, but perhaps the man of the match, Paul Merson, for his brace, needs the credit for it. Wright, Parther and Platt all worked brilliantly, as did Kieran and Bold at centre partnership. Lukic didn't have too much to do. The credit goes to Arsene Wenger's side. Comfortable winners by 2 goals to 0. Coming up after this, it's all the views of Trevor and Trevor. Super Sunday continues. Well, what a magnificent result that was in the end. What does that do for the table? Well, it's probably worth you finding out the other results. So, Trev Shreves will bring us up to date. Manchester United drew with Chelsea, and indeed Manchester United were lucky to draw with Chelsea. The former Manchester United man Mark Hughes, on the other hand, will wonder why it wasn't his day. Against his former club, combining with Gianluca Vialli, he had 3 best chances. Perhaps this was the best effort that he had in the match, his left-footed effort striking the post. Much to Manchester United's dismay, Hughes continued to pose a threat all match, and in the end he was put through right at the end. But this touch you're about to see really lets Mark Hughes down. As a result, he's forced onto his right. Schmeichel makes the save. United escape. Newcastle United beat Middlesbrough thanks to, well, you know who, don't you? Faustino Asprilla played in Alan Shearer for this excellent strike for the Newcastle United's 1-0 win in the big derby. Against the run of form, it was Blackburn Rovers that took the lead when Kevin Gallagher's header caught out of David James that was in completely no man's land. Many people had 0-0 stouted on this game, but after this goal, Liverpool sprung into life. Robbie Fowler's excellent ball through to Steve McManaman that was able to get away from Ian Pearce and coolly slot the ball past Tim Flowers to bring Liverpool level right in front of the Kop, which, as you can imagine, made a little bit of noise. There was even a winning goal in the end. It was a wonderful combination. Barnes, McManaman, Berger and Fowler. He took 2 touches. The second one had a hint of fortune, but as all strikers say, through hard work you make your own luck. A brilliant free kick by Ian Hart was enough for Leeds United to win away to Sunderland, who had a poor start to 1997 continued, as Leeds recorded yet another win under George Graham. Southampton had an excellent start in the game when they took the lead. Egil Østenstad's header was initially saved, but Østenstad was aligned to head the ball into the open goal. Good work from the man that really is turning in a lovely career at the moment at Southampton. And a man that's made his career at Southampton showed us just why. A proper Matt Le Tissier special. Some have said that he's got to be picked for the England game coming up. But Southampton will be disappointed the fact that they didn't win the match. Andy Booth's effort struck the post. A poor clearance coming up here allowed Reggie Brinker to play through, and it was corporal punishment for Southampton. Guy Whittingham getting a goal back. David Pleat went ahead and said that the fight his side showed here was perhaps some of the best he'd seen all season. As for Graham Souness, he was bitterly disappointed, especially when Mark Primrose pulled the ball back for Whittingham to tap home and to get the equaliser. Southampton have the air of a sinking side at the moment after this 2-2 draw. One apiece between Forest and Aston Villa. Forest will consider this a good result, especially when Kevin Campbell found the room and was able to coolly slot the ball past Mark Spoznic. Then in, it was Savo Milosevic that captured on a mistake by Little, burst into the area, a brilliant hit that Crossley could get nowhere near, that brought Aston Villa level. But Forest will be pleased to the point. And so indeed will be Coventry, on the basis that they also claimed a point in this relegation dogfight. Wasn't without his chances, just his effort was brilliantly saved as Everton clung on. And there were chances for Everton to win the match. Graham Stewart's corner, Paul Rideout's header, the radar missing slightly. Perhaps the second best game of the day could be between Leicester City and Derby County, especially when a brilliant header by Paolo Wanchope put Derby County in the lead. But it wasn't to be, as Leicester City found their way back into the match. When Steve Claridge played in Muzzy Izzet, his cool finish was enough to bring Leicester City level at Filbert Street. But an excellent free kick here by Asunovic was the killer moment for Derby County. 2-1 ahead, a brilliant strike, beautifully well celebrated. And as Filbert Street hoped for a way back in the game, it provided. Watts to Heskey, good header, Izzet the quickest to react, 2 apiece. The first half was absolutely breathless, so one wondered if Leicester could capitalise. And in the second half they absolutely did. Grayson be able to get the best of Chris Powell, and when he put his cross into the box, none other than Steve Claridge's brilliant header was enough to score. A wonderful strike that. And there was a fourth goal to arrive for Leicester City, and it's perhaps, some people have said, the most exciting teenager in English football at the moment. Claridge won the ball, some said foul, Leicester said no, Heskey said I'll have a goal. The young man's strike. A 4-2 win for Leicester City in a big game for them. And then perhaps to the game of the day. It took place in the evening and it was between West Ham United and Tottenham Hotspur. A big London derby. Ian Dowie delighted to get West Ham off the mark. And it was to get even better when Paul Kitson, signed from Newcastle United, was completely unchallenged. Left-footed, absolute rocket that one. No chance Ian Walker. And as the game continued in the second half, so did the moments and chances. Chris Armstrong combining with Raul Fox to play Armstrong back in, and this cool finish brought Spurs back into the match. Changes were made by Jerry Francis as Spurs continued to pile players forward, and there was an equalising goal. Fox was involved again when he played in Armstrong that got the better of Slavan Bilic, and his shot completely caught out Milosevic. Wonderful goal that one for Tottenham Hotspur. But it wasn't to be. There was a winning goal for West Ham United 4 minutes from time. Kitson played it back to Dowie, that set Kitson back up again for this brilliant strike. No chance Ian Walker, that looks like to be the player to replace David Seaman as England played Italy. But sheer delight at Upton Park as West Ham win their first game of 1997. And after all of that, well, Liverpool will be delighted. They lead the FA Carling Premiership with 1 point over Manchester United. Arsenal have joined level. Goal difference is good, but it's not as good as Manchester United, Newcastle United as well. They are another side which is also in contention, and Wimbledon after that drops slightly further back to 6th, but still potentially remain in the shout for UEFA Cup football. Remember, 3, 4 and 5 get UEFA Cup football this season. Second gets you Champions League football, top half of the table. Bottom of the Premiership, worrying times at the moment for Southampton that are 6 points adrift as safety. Middlesbrough have also slipped in to the relegation zone. Forest, Coventry, Blackburn, Sunderland, it's all looking very, very nervy at the bottom of the FA Carling Premiership. Well, Trevor, your views ultimately on the game? I kind of think Arsenal today showed a little bit of guile, but they also showed a very sort of impressive streak. I think the way in which Wimbledon are playing are, they're very difficult to beat. That they wind players up. They do take their chances. Arsenal today, they just showed a level of maturity that, if they can continue to show that, they're in contention for the championship, in my opinion. Well, what have Arsenal got to do to win the championship? We look at the league at the moment and they sit a point behind the leaders, level with the current champions, and are right in there. What have they got to do? Well, games like today, Arsenal, let's be honest, you look at George Graham, you look at them in the late 1980s, the early 1990s, were an excellent side. They knew how to grind out results. They've got to get back to that a little bit, but there's a bit of flair, there's a bit of flamboyance to the way in which Arsenal play, which is lovely on the eye, and there's something special with the creativity players. If they can match that guile and determination with the attacking flair, I really think they've got a shout. I look at their squads, and personally, me speaking, I think Arsene Wenger needs 2 or 3 players. I think this team, if you look at who comes into it, there just isn't quite the quality in terms of change. So I think Arsene Wenger, to really challenge for the championship, I think he might need 2 or 3 more players. Yes, they're in a position now, but we've got a long way to go in the season. Are they still going to be there? In a couple of months' time, we'll have to wait and see. Well, indeed. Well, the big game that you can see coming up would be England versus Italy. That's live here on Sky Sports, but on Trevor Sports, you can see the highlights on Sports Night. From all of us, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.